begin in die klas met chemiese ewewig. I started with all of you, what is a chemical equilibrium? En ek het gepraat van 'n geïsoleerde systeem, a closed or an isolated system. Obviously, then you have an open system as well. So wat is 'n oop systeem? An open system is one that continuously interacts with its environment vir die hele tyd. En wat ek daarmee bedoel is, gasse word afgegee, gases are given off, so it's lost into the environment that you'll never ever find again. That is an open system. That is 99% of the time what they mean with that. Obviously, a solid will not disappear into thin air. A liquid will not disappear except if it's very warm. Okay. Then we have an isolated system of 'n geïsoleerde stelsel. What is that? A closed system is isolated from its surroundings. AKA, there's a lid on, daar's 'n deksel opgesit, or it's in a chamber, or the tap is closed. Soos 'n gaskan, 'n chamber is 'n groot gaskan wat hulle gebruik in chemiese produksie, of there's a tap that can let out things, soos 'n kraan wat goeders kan laat uitgaan en die kraan is toegedraai, so ietsie. Alright, then we spoke today about a reversible reaction, an omkeerbare reaksie. What is a reversible reaction? It's where the products can be converted back to reagents. Vir die produkte wie kan teruggaan reagente toe. Okay, and we show that with these two arrows. So normally, gewoonlik het ons nou gehad, sê nou maar, koper plus soutsuur gee vir jou koper, kloried en waterstofgas. That was what we normally had. But now with reversible reactions, that arrow changes to a double arrow. So an arrow pointing forward and an arrow pointing backwards. Jy kan skryf 'n volledige pyltjie vorentoe en 'n volledige pyltjie terug. Sorry ma'am, we are late. And then hurry up. So 'n volledige pyltjie vorentoe en 'n volledige pyltjie terug, maar hierdie is heeltemal aanvaarbaar. That is what most scientists use. Okay, dan het ons iets wat ons noem 'n dinamiese fase ewewig, a dynamic phase equilibrium. Now, dynamic means moving. Okay, so as iemand vir jou sê nou maar iets besig met sport, jy weet met sport, môre, then you can either do a static warm-up, 'n statiese opwarming, jy warm so op, warm 'n bietjie so op, so, or you can do a dynamic warm-up, waar jy gaan beweeg terwyl jy warm-up en jou arm so. Yes? So dynamic means moving, phase, equilibrium, ewewig is waar dinge konstant bly. That's where you have a seesaw of a wipplank and it stays there. You don't go like this. Okay, dit bly net daar. Okay, so ek sê hierso vir jou. If water is allowed to evaporate in a closed system, en daai moet eintlik wees 'n isolated system, geïsoleerde stelsel. So if water is allowed to evaporate in a closed system, an equilibrium is established after a time when the vapor form saturates the volume above the water. Okay? Ja. Move then quickly so that you don't interrupt the class further. Alright. So ek het jou gesê vandag, I say if you heat a pot of water up and the lid is closed, the lid is on. Dan gaan die water kook, it's going to evaporate, and somewhere the lid of the pot is going to go like this. Why? Because there's pressure from the pot. There's pressure from the pot that lifts the lid. Wat beteken daai lug above the pot? That air is saturated, like the water particles is moving around it. Hulle soek 'n plek om na te gaan. But if you keep the lid closed, then somewhere the water droplets, for a water droplet to evaporate, one needs to condense. So vir 'n waterdruppel om te verdamp, moet daar een kondenseer. And that is what we call dynamic phase equilibrium. So as the vapor is saturated the volume above the water, it begins to condense again. And for this to happen, it must be reversible, so jy moet 'n omkeerbare reaksie hê. So as jy hierso kyk, het ek vir jou twee scenario's. Ek het vir jou die water hierso en die deksel is af, the lid is off. then it's only going to evaporate. Dan gaan hierdie water net verdamp, and this is going to become less. But if you put a lid on there, as jy 'n deksel opsit, dan sal jy sien hy verdamp, en ergens is daai lug versadig. Daar kan niks meer verdamp nie. And then it will start to form water droplets to the side and condense, and it evaporates, evaporates. En dit is wat jy nou noem 'n ewewig. Okay. So the dynamic phase equilibrium, or this is dynamic phase equilibrium, because evaporation and condensation are constantly occurring at the same rate. Okay, nou, dit is nie altyd verdamping en kondensasie, en dit is nie altyd net fases wat verander, liquid, gas, liquid nie, dit is net 'n voorbeeld. Okay, so this is your eerste groot definisie, and they ask this definition quite a lot. Louis Henry, jy moet focus. They ask this a lot, baie. What is done chemical equilibrium? Chemical equilibrium is when the rate of the forward reaction is equal to the rate of the reverse reaction. Okay, so wat beteken dit? Dit beteken nie daar's even Stevens eweveel nie. You remember? Ja. Ja. Okay. Ek kan regtig nie fokus as julle chat die hele tyd nie. Is dit oor sy foon? Waar is dit? Okay. Ja, gaan net. Okay, goed. Ek wil julle moet fokus hier. My aandag is ook gaan. Soos net soos julle sin gaan is myne ook gaan. Alright. Ek wil hê jy moet my baie mooi verstaan. It is not that like the example we did today in klas, die voorbeeld wat ons vandag in die klas gedoen het, dit hoef nie eweveel te wees nie. The reagents can be less than the products, of die produkte kan minder wees as die reagente. So dit sê nie vir jou ewewig is waar daar eweveel produkte en reagente is nie. That is not equilibrium. Equilibrium is as the forward reaction is happening, the reverse reaction is happening. One forward, one back. One forward, one back. Daai is chemiese ewewig. Okay? So dis die tempo van die voorwaartse reaksie is gelyk aan die tempo van die terugwaartse reaksie. But for us to get equilibrium, there is 3 conditions. Number 1 is it must be a closed system. As dit nie is nie, dan gaan alles verdamp. Number 2 is it must be a reversible reaction. Jy moet kan vorentoe terug en vorentoe terug en vorentoe terug. Okay? En dan die heel laaste is die die temperatuur, ek het nou lelik afgekort hier, die temperatuur, die konsentrasie en die druk. Okay, so in English, temperature, concentration and pressure needs to stay constant. Want as jy enigiets daar gaan verander, if you change anything there, then the whole system will be changed. Is jy iemand wat nog moet afgekel en okay, so if you change anything regarding this, then dan gaan jy 'n nuwe ewewig hê en ek gaan nou met jou daar praat. Okay. Goed. Nou hierso het ons 2 grafieke. Now you'll see when we get to past papers, ou vrae stel, gaan jy sien grafieke. Right? And what they love to do is they love to bring the previous chapter into this chapter. So tempo wil hulle hier inbring, but then that confuses you. So hierso moet jy fokus. Okay, jou fokus is nog min aan die einde van die dag, maar nou wil jy regtig, hierdie is so belangrik. Is when you get graphs, you want to see the what is on the axis of the graphs, okay? Op die eerste grafiek sien jy die amount, die hoeveelheid. Jy kan ook hierso dit gekry. Ja, gekry. Hierso kan jy sien die konsentrasie, and here is time, and here you see the rate versus time. So dit is 2 heeltemal verskillende grafieke. Okay, now first I want to go to the bottom. Okay, this blue represents a reverse reaction, and the red represents the forward reaction. En onthou julle toe ek moet enigiemand nog hulle naam afteken of merk as die vandag hier was? Niemand. Okay. Nou, julle onthou toe ons vandag die voorbeeld gedoen het, dankie. Wanneer dit 'n demonstration, het julle gesien toe ek die bakkies geskep het, the forward reaction was big at the beginning and the reverse reaction was nothing. En dan het meer en minder, meer word until it was even. So this is what is shown here. Okay? Die voorwaartse reaksie, jy kan sien sy gradient is huge. Okay? So gradient is big and it becomes less until the rate is constant. No, Frederik, jy moet focus jy. Okay? And the reverse reaction was nothing and then becomes bigger until it was constant. Okay. So wanneer dit vir jou tempo grafiek gee, dan gaan vir jou sê, they'll ask you, they won't give you this. They'll say A and B, which one represents the forward reaction? Dan moet jy weer die een wat hoog was aan die begin en toe minder hoog. Dan gaan jy vra, wanneer het die systeem ewewig bereik? When did it reach equilibrium? Then you'll say, there was the same. Want wat is chemische ewewig? So where the rate of the forward reaction is equal to the rate of the reverse reaction. Nou wil ek hierna toe gaan. Hierdie grafiek gaan nie altyd so lyk nie. This graph's shape will depend on the mole ratio. Okay? Hierso as jy na hom kyk, dan sien jy, kom ons kyk vir die reaktante, the amount, dis op baie keer konsentrasie, the amount of the reactants was lots to start with, baie, en dan word dit mos nou opgebruik, then it's used up. So it becomes less and less until the concentration stays constant. Wanneer gaan die konsentrasie konstant bly? Wanneer ek ewewig bereik. When I reach equilibrium, the concentration was kept constant. Die produkte was aan die begin 0 en dit word meer totdat dit ewewig bereik. Are you with me? This mole ratio is 10 to 1, extra one, thank you. Is probably you can see you have a little reagents left and a lot of products formed. So hierdie mol verhouding is 10 teen 1 tot 3. If you balance the equation of all the reagents and all the products. Ek weet nou nie wat sê, dit is nou net 'n voorbeeld. Okay, so this is where equilibrium was reached. Daar is waar ewewig bereik was. So, equilibrium is when there's no change in the amounts, or in other words, the concentration stays constant, waar die konsentrasie konstant bly. And equal rates means chemical equilibrium is the rate of the forward is equal to the rate of the reverse. Okay, nou voel ek het nou nogal skwaai hierop aangegaan en stilgestaan, want hulle vra hier die konsep baie. Wanneer is ewewig bereik? Wat beteken dit dat hierdie twee goeters horisontale lyne is? Okay, so hulle gaan jou hierso probeer uitvang met silly vragies. You must just focus on what is the graph that I have and what happened there. Okay, nou, ek het nou gedog, ek gaan al maandag in die klas ingetrek het, in die lab ingetrek het, maar toe nou nie. So I want to actually show you these reactions. Ek gaan vinnig daardeur praat, hopelik, gaan ons, ja? Die wat? Okay, hopefully they sign the labs off next week somewhere and then we can move into the lab before the exam starts, want ek wil vir julle klomp eksperimente wys eintlik. Okay, so hopefully that will happen. So I will show this to you. Can I go down? Is jy klaar? Ja. Goed. So hier is 'n paar voorbeelde van omkeerbare reaksies. Now you do not need to know this off by. Jy moet dit glad nie ken nie. Jy sal sien ek gaan baie min highlight hierso. Maar hierso is kopersulfaat en sy naam is eintlik gehydreerde, hydrated copper sulfate, because you see the water around the copper sulfate. Okay, this is solid en hy is soos blou soos wat kan kom. That blue that you see, that's the ocean that you want to swim in, dis die blou. Okay, beautiful blue copper sulfate. Then when you heat it up, wanneer jy hom warm maak, dan klink hy soos jy weet as jy baie keer daai lekkertjies op jou mond sit wat so maak. The sweets that you put on your tongue. Ja, wat se pop. Nou hierdie kopersulfaat maak sy so en dan and you hear the sizzle, and then it turns to copper sulfate, and that is white. It turns white, and you actually like see a bit of a fizzle as this is given off as water vapor. Waterdamp is afgegee. Now obviously if you put this in a closed system, as jy dit in 'n geslote stelsel sit, dan ergens somewhere the water vapor will saturate the air en dan gaan van hierdie water weer gaan sit met die kopersulfaat and it forms hydrated copper sulfate. So then it will turn blue again, and then a bit of white, and then a bit of blue, and then a bit of white and a bit of blue. Omkeerbare reaksie. Okay? Here we have, I'm going to read this, adding diluted verdunde, nitric acid to a yellow solution of potassium chromate forms an orange solution of dichromate ions. Okay? So hierso het ek nou net die ioon gaan neerskryf. Hierdie is die chromatioon en hierdie is die dichromatioon. Chromate ion and dichromate ion. Dichromat, chromat. Okay? So they say here, you have adding dilute nitric acid to a solution of potassium chromate dye. So this is yellow, geel, yellow. En dan sê hulle vir jou adding dilute nitric acid. Maar hier in my reaksie gee ek net vir jou 'n H+. Do you remember from last year I said when I say acid, you say wat is die ding se naam? Hydronium ion. Okay? En hydronium-ioon is dieselfde as die waterstof-ioon. So ek sê hierso vir jou, ek sit salpetersuur by. So you're adding a hydrogen ion or hydronium ion. Dit maak nou nie saak nie. When you do that, so dis 'n geel vloeistof, jy sit 'n suur by, then it changes to orange. Nou sê jy soos juffrou, hierdie is nie baie snaaks nie want geel en oranje is baie dieselfde, but it's not yellow like orange like almost yellow. Soos die geel like so en dan die orange like so. Okay? So jy sien soos 'n regtig duidelike verskil. You see clear change in the substances. Okay? Dan as jy daai oranje goed vat, if you take that orange and you add a base to it, a basis, then it changes back to yellow. En as jy daai geel goed vat en jy sit 'n suur by, dan maak dit weer oranje. So this is a reversible reaction. En dan hierdie ene is as jy kobaltkloried het, ioon, eintlik kloried ioon, en jy sit water by, sorry, dis blou, and you put water with that, then it changes to pink. And then if you, sorry, pink moet hier so wees, pink. And then if you add an acid to that again, it changes to blue. En dan blue to pink, en pink to blue, en blue to pink. Maar ek het nou nie hierdie stowwe in my lab nie. Okay, right, so that's reversible reactions. Nou gaan ons kom by waaroor hierdie hoofstuk gaan. Hierdie hoofstuk gaan oor Le Chatelier se beginsel. Sê dit gou? Le Chatelier. Dis 'n Franse ou. Chatelier. Dis atelier as dit klere maak. Okay. Right. Now, they say there. Let's Chatelier se beginsel. When an equilibrium in a closed system is disturbed, the system will reinstate a new equilibrium by favoring the reaction that opposes the disturbance. So wanneer 'n stelsel wat in ewewig is in 'n geïsoleerde stelsel versteur word, sal die stelsel 'n nuwe ewewig instel wat die versteuring teenwerk. Okay, nou gaan ek 'n paar stories vertel. Dis net stories. Die een is net 'n storie. Dis net vir algemeen en dis nie almal so nie. Have you ever watched The Biggest Loser? Hy het al of hy is een? Okay, Heinrich, daar is nie 'n bel nie hoor. Hy sê okay, good. Now The Biggest Loser is a story where really overweight people go on a show, and I think the show is for something like a month. En dan moet hulle oefeninge doen en hulle moet gesond eet en wat ook al. And then every week or every few days they get on a scale and the one that lost the most amount of weight, the biggest loser, wins at the end of the day. En elke week as daar iemand wat nou nie genoeg verloor het nie, dan is hulle van die show afgeskop. Amper soos 'n bietjie soos 'n Survivor maar vir dik mense. Okay, right. Now those people do really well done. You do regtig baie goed. And then if you go and research them after a month, 6 months, a year, after they've gone off the show, dan sal hulle soos dubbel stuk as wat hulle was voorheen. Okay? So wat het daar gebeur? The person's body was in equilibrium. The body knew what it was going to get for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Okay, so jou liggaam weet min of meer wat gebeur. Now the body goes into stress. They start exercising like crazy exercise, like soos 'n paviljoen, hardloop hulle op en af en op en af. Soos mense pas uit, dan rol hulle so af. Dis intense. Maar dit is baie nie woorde te koop was. Okay, so crazy intense exercise and then crazy intense diet. Their body goes into shock. Soos heeltemal, daai liggaam is soos, weet jy, wat gaan aan nie? Weet jy wat gaan aan nie? Heeltyd in stress, and as soon as they get a bit of food that the body can store as fat, it does that. Okay? So nou eet jy super gesond, baie mooi op die show. Now thank you very much. The show is over. Nou gaan jy terug na jou lewe toe, nou dink jy, ek gaan nou nie heeltemal soos die show doen nie. Ek gaan nie so streng eet nie. I'm gonna reward myself a little bit, but your body thinks I'm still in fight or flight. So anything extra it gets, it saves and it stores that fat for the rainy day when you do that program again. Okay? So dan word hulle 2 keer so dik. So what happened there? The body was in equilibrium. Okay? And then it was disturbed. Dan gaan die system 'n nuwe ewewig instel, 'n new normal, where it will favor the reaction that opposes the disturbance. You use the energy, I'm going to save the energy. Okay, so that's why when you go on a diet, it must be gradual, it must make sense, dit moet volhoubaar wees. Of, when you get really warm, wanneer jy regtig warm kry, wat gebeur? Jy sweet. Hoekom sweet jy? Wat is sweet? Sweet is 'n endotermiese reaksie. Dit is die verdamping van souterige water, so kom jy sout ondersoek. So sweating is an endothermic reaction. It cools down the environment. Okay? So wat het gebeur? Jy het geoefen, jy het warm geword. Jou liggaam is soos, no, ek wil nie so warm wees nie, wil homself weer afkoel. How does it cool down? You start to sweat. Okay? Of as jy koud kry, if you get cold, what happens? Your hair starts to stand up. Hoekom staan hy op vir 2 redes? Number 1, it grabs onto any kinetic energy that it can. And number 2, when your hair stands up like this, it forms like wat is die Engelse woord? 'n donslaagie rondom jou lyf. Okay? So it actually catches the heat and keeps it there, almost like a clothing vir jou om jouself warm te maak. Cool, né? Okay, anyway, so that is the same as Le Chatelier se beginsel. Jy moet dit in jou kop oor en oor sê, want jy moet dit neerskryf. Jy gaan moet Le Chatelier moet neerskryf. Okay, so when you have a system that is in equilibrium and it is closed, and you do something to that system. Nou jy gaan 3 goeders aan hom doen. Jy gaan of die temperatuur verander, of jy gaan die konsentrasie verander, of jy gaan die druk verander. Okay, those are the 3 things that we're going to do to manipulate the system. Nou, as jy soos ek dink jy, hoekom wil jy iets manipulate? So die systeem het ewewig bereik, it's happy where it was, why change it? Want, soos wat julle vandag gesien het in die eksperiment, when we did the 2 water bottles, the reagents was still lots, and the products was less. Nee? So as jy so daar 2, en as jy soos, en nou is jy net in ewewig. You're in equilibrium, so you can't force any more products. En as dit jou besigheid is, waar jy moet produkte maak, en jy kry so 'n bietjie produkte, en so baie reagente is oor, dan gaan jy vir jouself sê, is moet ek fokus. En dit is waar chemiese ingenieurswese en bedryfsingenieurswese in plek kom. How can we manipulate the system to get a bigger result? Okay, goed, so hierdie gaan alles oor manipulasie. Manipulation to get more products, to make more money. Okay, goed, so dit is waartoe ons mik. Alright, so, ons gaan nou heel eers kyk na, wat gaan gebeur as ons die konsentrasie verander? If we change the concentration. Okay. Ek wil net iets vir julle sê. Wat wil ek vir julle sê? Kom ek gaan gou na Kom ek gaan nou daai reaksie wat daaronder is neerskryf. Okay, so the reaction that is at the bottom, I am going to write down just here and I want to make a few assumptions. Okay, hier is 'n reaksie. Koolstofdioksied reageer met waterstofgas, that forms water vapor and forms carbon monoxide. Now, you begin hiermee, you start with this, it drags, it forms product, is in a closed system and somewhere the system reaches equilibrium. Okay, now can you see that I can't buy some off? And I expect you to do this in a test or an exam. I'll mark it in so bietjie, but that you do it. Okay, good. So jy's nou by ewig. Alright. Now, how can I make more products? Hoe kan ek meer produkte maak? You know what? I'm not asking add more products. Want dit defeats the purpose van koop jy meer produkte vir meer produkte jy maak van. How can I force more products? As ek hierdie ene meer maak, if I make this more, right? So ek sê in my seesaw, deur hierdie meer te maak, I'm making it heavier. Okay, so let's Chatelier se beginsel. I was at equilibrium. Then I'm changing something to the equilibrium due, making this more. Die systeem wil die disturbance, die versering teenwerk. The system wants to oppose the disturbance. Ek het hierdie meer gemaak, wat gaan hy doen? Hy wil dit minder maak. How can the system make this less? By using these things to make more products. So ek het hierdie swaarder gemaak, meer gemaak, and it uses these things to make more products en as my system weer en ewe. Shall I make mine? Or the other thing that I can do is if I have a system and I have a tap, ek het 'n kraantjie. En nou vat ek van my produkte en ek tap dit uit. Okay, so I have my system at equilibrium and then I tap some of this out. Okay, remove some of my products. Dan maak hierdie kant ligter. Joep. Wat gaan die stelsel wil doen? Hy gaan hierdie goed wil gebruik om meer te maak sodat hy weer ewig word. So, yes? So, daar's twee kante. Jy moet al devil's advocate hier soos jy moet sê, reg? What did I do and then what did the system do to oppose that? Okay, goed. So, hier sê ek vir jou, you can increase the concentration, onthou hoekige hakies beteken konsentrasie, die konsentrasie van die reaktante. Wat gaan dit doen? As I write here, it will favor the forward reaction. So hier kry jy nuwe bewoording. What did I do? I increased my reagents and then need to use that to produce more products. That is the forward reaction. So that favors the forward reaction. Okay? Of ek increase the concentration of the product. So dis nou anders wat ek verduidelik het. So ek gaan die produkte se hoeveelheid meer maak. Then it's going to favor the reverse reaction. Shall I met my? All right. So that is favoring increase the products. The reverse reaction is favored. Okay. Dan praat ek hier van 'n KC en 'n something. Ek gaan daar net ignoreer. Ek gaan later terugkom na hom toe. Okay. Goed, so ek sê vir hierso, study the following reaction en daar wys ek dit vir jou. Sê, if the reaction is in equilibrium and the concentration of the carbon dioxide is increased. Okay, so kyk gou hierso. Daai ding is meer gemaak. That is what you do. The reaction says, no, I want to oppose that. I want to make that less. How can it make it less? Hoe kan hy dit minder maak? Deur dit wat ek nou daar bygesit het te vat, to take that, let it react with hydrogen to produce more products. Okay? So you say daar, if the concentration of that is increased, then the equilibrium is disturbed. Hy sê nee, dis nie lekker nie. Dan, according to Le Chatelier's principle, the concentration of carbon dioxide will be decreased by reacting with hydrogen. So hy laat hom reageer met waterstof and thus the production of water and carbon monoxide will be increased. Okay. Ardu, focus jy? Nee, jok. Okay. Dan die volgende ding hier wat crucial is wat jy moet sien is gas. They are all gases. Hierdie gasse is almal deurskynend. They're all invisible, like you can't see them. Okay, so nou is die klomp sulke gasse, and you can see right, is hierdie ding gebalanseerd? En ja, hy is gebalanseerd? 2 mol teenoor 2 mol. Ja, alright. Okay, so dit gaan nie nou 'n effek hê nie. Volgende ding wat effek gaan hê is if you add sulfuric acid. Nou, aan die begin van die jaar het ek vir jou gesê, if I say sulfuric acid, you say water. Daai twee gaan saam. Okay? So as jy swaalsuur byvoeg, wat gaan gebeur? It will remove water from the reaction. Okay? Hy sal laat water vloeistof word, hy sal met hom bind en. So it removes this thing from the equation. So hy haal van hierdie goeters weg. It removes some of them. Okay? So ons was by ewewig and it makes this side lighter. Choop. Wat gaan gebeur? It's going to use some of the reagents to form more products again. Okay? So more carbon dioxide will react with hydrogen to supplement the decrease in water, om daai teen te werk. And thus increasing the yield of the reaction, om meer produkte te vorm, to form more products. Okay. Goed, nou hier kom hierdie grafieke wat ek vir jou gewys het. En die grafieke is nie so eenvoudig soos wat ek vir jou gesê het nie. It's like maths in class is 2 plus 2, for homework is 2 times 7, and then the exam is goeders wat jy nog nooit gesien het, die selle hierso. Okay, we have 2 types of graphs here. Okay, jy sien ons het konsentrasie teenoor tyd, en dan het ons tempo teenoor tyd. Okay, and then you can see it's the same graphs, dieselfde tipe grafieke. Hierso sê hulle net vir jou, hierso het jy dit gedoen, en dan hierso het jy dit gedoen. Die teenoorgestelde. This here you increase the concentration, here you decrease the concentration. Okay, so ek gaan nou net al die grafieke deurgaan nie. En ek gaan net hierdie grafieke doen as ons klaar vir die dag. Then we're done for the day. Okay, so focus, laaste bietjie. Let's say, okay, so kyk ons na hierdie grafiek. We look at this graph here. En jy kan sien gas, 2 moles versus 1 mole. En dan sien jy so the forward reaction is exothermic. Nou ek tel bietjie met jou geraak aan voorwaartse en terugwaartse reaksie. If the forward reaction is exothermic, what's the reverse reaction? Endothermic. Okay, maar ons nou net byvoorbeeld reacties extern. Nou sê ek jou, increase the concentration of the reactant. Okay, so ek was hier. Wat het gebeur as hierdie ding meer gemaak? We did that. What does the reaction want to do? It wants to oppose that. Deur wat te doen deur hom? Minder te maak. Hoe doen hy dit? Deur dit te gebruik om dit te vorm. Alright? So it will use this to form that. Okay, so as ons daarna kyk, dan sien ons ewewig is bereik. Equilibrium was reached. Then there we did something. Okay. Now die solide line, the solid line is the forward reaction. Hoe weet ek dit? Want hy was baie gewees, it was lost and then it became less. Hierdie is die terugwaartse reaksie want hy was 0 gewees. Then we see that there's a sudden spike in just one of them. Okay? There's a sudden spike in one of them. And then, dan kan jy sien ons 'n bietjie van 'n pause. And then the reaction started to reinstate a new equilibrium. Okay? Dit of jy moes staan dink, sê net maar you have a glass jug with sand in water and water. Okay, equilibrium was reached. Now you did something. Nou gooi jy sand in. What happens? The sand makes it murky until it settles again. Okay, so here you added something and then it takes a while to settle. Okay, nou hierdie is crucial want jy gaan seker lank 4 centimeters kry. Alright, so we increase the concentration of the reagents. So the forward reaction is favored. Kom ons kyk gou. As ons hier is, die solide lyn het ons gesê is die die voorwaartse reaksie. We said the solid line is the forward reaction. You remember that, guys? Can you see that then it went down? Because the forward reaction, ek ek het gesê dis 'n forward reaction. Mag net gou? Voorwaartse reaksie het jy die produkte meer gemaak. Oh, this is the concentration. Sien my graphic. So then they use that reagents, hulle gebruik dit weer om produkte te maak. So the reagents are being used. En wat doen ons? We use that to make products, om produkte te maak. So wat gebeur hier? It makes products. Sien julle dit? Ja, okay. Kom ons kyk gaan na hierdie grafiekie so deur onder. That's now a different graph. That is the rate graph, die tempo grafiek. Selfde vergelyking, same equation. Voorwaartse reaksie, terugwaartse reaksie, ewewig bereik. Equilibrium is reached. Dan sien jy 'n decrease in the concentration of the reactants. So jy het hierdie ene was so, and then you made it less, you made it lighter. Dis mos nou 'n wipblok, né? You made it less. The reaction says no, I want to get there again. Hoe doen hy dit? Hy gebruik hierdie, it uses this to produce that. Okay? So, equilibrium. Then you see a sudden decrease in the forward reaction. Hoekom? Want ons wil nie nou nog meer maak dat ons nog meer sin toe gaan nie. Okay? So the forward reaction almost like comes to a stop. Hy kom tot 'n stilstand. Want jy sien, now I don't want to make more. I first want to make more of the products. I first want to favor the reverse reaction. Okay? So the forward reaction always comes to a stop. En dan soos wat hy plaas en as the reverse reaction comes to life, this one comes to life until it reaches a new equilibrium. So you met my? Okay. Going to do a lot of this. En ons gaan 3 veranderinge doen. We're going to do 3 changes and then we're going to do all 3 on one table. So jy moet dit goed verstaan. If you think you got it but you're not sure, please revise it at home today. Tja, julle kan maar gaan.